Have you ever wished you could just ask your company's policies a question such as, hey, can I expense that client dinner from yesterday? And bam, the policy assistant pops up with all details. Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive in today and which I'm going to show you how to build. What we're looking at is a system that's been built using OpenAI's Beta Assistants and Vector, so two components, that takes all of those static documents like expense policies, HR, risk assessments, never mind which documents, and turns them into an interactive knowledge base. And this isn't just about searching, it's about getting an answer that actually matters straight from your documents. I think you get where I had to. No more AI making stuff up like we all seen before. It's all about tying the answers directly to the source material, referencing. Say bye to hallucination and say hey to precision and trust. Imagine never again searching through all those PDF files, waiting for someone in the HR to get back to you with an answer. You get what you have in a matter of seconds. So let's turn this static information into an interactive AI-powered knowledge base. And this isn't just about expense reports or company policies. It's more about a fundamental shift in how we access and understand information. It's about breaking down those barriers of knowledge, isolated knowledge, documents shared through the whole company and we need to find them, and making information available to everyone. It is about empowering individuals to learn, grow, and make informed decisions. And this is just the beginning. Here we have our final product, a streaming application for our expense policy assistant. It sources directly documents from our local drive, so we get and receive answers which are precise and not any hallucination anymore. I already prepared it here. I have entered my OpenAI key. I have uploaded various documents about technology, general client expenses policies, and I'm already thinking, wait, this can be much more. I can take HR documents, I can take risk documents. I can basically take any kind of documents within a company and create an assistant or smart coworker to find relevant information for my questions I have. And with the provided Google Colab template, you only can create your own smart coworker with less than 20 minutes. A pizza delivery takes longer. So let's jump to the code and let's explore how to create this wonderful tool. But I think before we jump in, let's check what it will get as an answer by asking how expensive can be an hotel night for international business trip. So let's wait and see what we receive. For international business trip, the hotel expense should not exceed $300 per night, according to the expensive policy of Finance GPT company. So we receive good answer about the question we asked. And we can also now, it's an interactive, it's conversation. So we can ask, translate the last response into French. So for people who understand better French, we have here also a model which can translate everything easily to French. And by the way, we use Llama 3.1. So now really let's jump to the code and let's see how we can create this wonderful tool. The system uses two main parts, the OpenAI Beta Assistant and Vector Store. You can imagine like the assistant is like your super smart coworker who knows every company policy inside out. And the Vector Store is like the assistant's brain. It takes those big, long, boring policy documents and transforms them into something the AI can understand. This process is called vectorization, which sounds complicated, but really imagine every sentence have like a little barcode. You know, those barcodes on your grocery items you buy. And that represents its meaning. So the AI scans these barcodes and understands what each piece of information is about. So when you ask a question, the AI uses those codes to find the most relevant information from your company's documents. No more guessing games. It's all about precision and traceability. Now you're getting the official answer straight from the source, from our smart, intelligent coworker, which isn't anymore your buddy next to you, but the assistant straight in front of you. So let's get practical and build our own expenses policy assistant using Google Colab. And guys, I have provided at this time a complete template, no coding required, basically just execute one cell after the other, fill in some information, and you're ready to go. 4 steps. Install the necessary Python packages and set up the OpenAI Assistant. This involves creating an assistant object, defining its purpose, and choosing the GPT model you want to use. Step number 2. Create a thread object. This will manage the back and forth conversation between the user and assistant, keeping track of context compared like a WhatsApp communication. Step number 3. Create a vector store and upload your expense policy documents. This is where your documents are converted into vectors and remember, the barcodes, and stored for easy retrieval. And the step number 4 is all about the run step. This is where the magic happens. It combines the user queries, consults the vector store, and retrieves the relevant information from your documents in order to answer the questions. And how does this look like now? Not anymore in words, but in code. It's like following coded lines. Install the required Python packages, importing the package, OpenAI especially, because we're using the OpenAI Assistant and Vector Store. Afterwards, you need to enter your API code, you run the cell, and then you come at the step number 1, creating your assistant. I have already some information pre-filled, such as the name, the description. The most important information are the instruction and the model. The instruction is basically your prompt, and the model is the knowledge base behind. So you execute this. This ID you have to remember for later, so let's copy it already. Then afterwards, step number 2 is creating the thread. So let's create the thread. We don't need to fill any information. The thread ID we can forget about. And then we go onto the vector store. We're creating our vector store. We give again a name. Doesn't really matter what name it is. Just choose something. And then we need to see, okay, do we have our documents already uploaded under the specific path, docs, and so on. In this case, we have. Good. We can execute this set 2, which basically now goes over each of the documents, uploading them to the vector store, and then telling us when it's done. So we're good to go. And now we need the assistant ID, which we previously copied, and we need our vector store ID, because what we're doing now is combining both. We're combining, basically adding the vector store, so the brain, to our smart coworker. And this are we doing by these 2 IDs, telling them, okay, search the files within our vector store. That's done. Great. And now we come to step number 4, the run step. Remember, it is the step where we process the user queries, consult the vector store, and retrieve relevant information from documents in order to answer the questions. So we have here the message of the thread. We're asking to run through the thread based on the assistant. We're getting our response, we're waiting until this whole process is completed, and then we take the response plus the citations. And let's try now what it will give us. So we have here our input field. We could ask something like, which travel expenses are covered? And then we execute the cell. We're waiting shortly. So here we see the question. And then in a few seconds, we should have our result based on the document. So we see, okay, for transportation, we have that, for lodging that, and so on. And now, as it's a thread, so it's a WhatsApp communication, we can interact. So we can ask now another question, like translate the last message to French, because it's like an interaction, like you remember WhatsApp. And here we have now the response in French. And now, to really make it beautiful, let's install Streamlit and package everything within a nice Streamlit application. And for doing that, Google Colab makes it a bit more complicated, but don't worry, I get you covered. And here we have just again install all the packages which are in the different cells, execute the whole Streamlit application. which package everything with nice interface, manage the flow, and so on. And then at the end, we're launching our application. So we saying Streamlit to run our app file we just created previously. Here, with all the content below, we are going to the URL, which is visualized here. And then we're taking the IP address, which we copied before from here. And then click submit. Now it should work. And there we go. It's loading. And here we have our final Streamlit application, our expense policy assistant.
That's it. We're at the end. Now you should have a fully functional application, uploading multiple documents, having the integration of OpenAI, generating answers, and giving you the references used to give you the correct answer. If you have any questions, any comments, any errors, drop me a comment below and I will answer you as soon as I can. If you have any ideas for future videos, drop me also a message below so we can create more videos together for us and for the community.